Welcome back everyone to more of our custom career mode and VR gameplay. And we're coming off a great race at Atlanta. Not only was it a lot of fun, but we were able to contend for the top spot. So let's go ahead and fill in the numbers from Atlanta. Of course, qualified in the 15th position. Incident count, I looked throughout the results and no incidents for the entire field. So an exceptionally clean race. Now for me, that's what I'm looking for out of the AI, simply because of some of the things I've seen in the past. It looks like iRacing has done a lot of work with the AI over the last couple of years to really smooth out some of their behaviors around pitting and around how they race with each other as well as the player. Still some work to be done there, but it appears as though I might be able to go back and increase the aggressiveness a little bit more, because we're not getting a lot of incidents these days in at least most of the races. Some of the tracks still have some issues, but overall, I'm very pleased with what we're seeing. Now the finish, we did lead some laps, but ultimately we didn't quite have enough to bring home the victory. So we came home in second position. Still a very nice payday. There you can see the difference in the winnings from Las Vegas to second position here at Atlanta in our most recent race. And now that's going to bring us to something completely different, because Las Vegas and Atlanta are tracks we've been to before in the trucks. What about Martinsville, our first short track in the truck series? What kind of skill spread should we use? What kind of setup are we going to be able to use? How fast are we going to be? All of those questions we're about to answer. All right, everyone, welcome back to Martinsville Speedway, an absolutely amazing racetrack. And look at those folks straight ahead there in the middle of 1 and 2. Yikes. They are way up there. I could never sit up there. I have a deathly fear of heights, which makes VR an interesting experience when it goes to some of those different camera angles. You know, sort of like the overhead shot from the blimp, or even just a drone flying high. Yeah, that's... it takes some getting used to. I'm starting to get used to those, but it is, whew, it's a lot. It is a lot. So now here we are at Martinsville, and we're starting in the 15th position using an AI skill spread of 80 to 100. Now the reason I chose that is that's similar to what we chose here previously in the Super Late. Is that a good setting for us? I have no idea. I ran a few laps of practice and this truck just feels dead. I'm using the default Martinsville setup with one simple change, and that is to increase the front brake bias just a little bit. It was very loose on entry, but essentially this thing is numb. The truck feels numb, and we'll talk about that as the race continues. But 100 laps here, and there you see everybody getting started here in the corner. We'll talk about that as well. But as soon as the pace car pulls off,
still there.
Oh, look at the behavior here. See, look at the front end and the rear end of these cars. So that's a little interesting. We'll try not to focus on that. As long as they'll behave, then I will forgive the transgressions of how they look. But this thing just felt numb.
Outside.
Meaning that you get into the corner, and this thing, it's the way the setups are done in these trucks with the coil binding and everything. So it feels like you just basically get down on the frame of in the front end, and there's no feel. So I can't feel loose or tight in this thing. I just have to go with the best I can to see if the truck is actually turning. That's how dead it feels, particularly in the front end. And then the back end, I'm not getting any feel out of it either. So right now I'm trying to hug this inside as we try to get up to speed. Yep, like right there. I had no feeling there, but I could tell from the sound that it was starting to lock up. So that's one of those big things you got to figure out at Martinsville is how deep can you drive it in? You got to find some sort of a braking marker, just as you do with a throttle marker.
Clear.
But 100 laps can be a long time, or it can be a very short distance if everything is going well for you. We're hoping for the latter.
Got one outside. Clear.
But right now we're just trying to chill out. We are in 11th position. And oof, there was some of that looseness on entry. Yeah, I basically just want this thing to be stable. Let's try to survive right now. And then we'll see what we got for them after about 70, 75 laps. And we'll see if we can keep up. Now, that's probably going to mean that we're not going to get a pit stop. But that's okay. I love doing those pit stops. Here it would definitely be hectic, because here you're looking at a curved pit road, which makes it extremely difficult for a driver to find his pit stall, unless you've already know exactly where it's at, which I don't. But I'm trying to let this thing roll as best I can, but we are very tight. No doubt about that. All right, there is a line forming behind me. And of course you can see the gap in front of me, and we know what that means. That means I'm holding up progress. But of course, it is not my job to let everybody by and let them go on about their business. That's a whole different ballgame. But right now I'm just trying to take care of this thing and learn what I can. And just try to hang in there for a little while. Oh, look out, John Hunter. Looks like somebody gave John Hunter a little bit of help getting out of the way. I'm trying to avoid that, but it's Martinsville, so you know how this thing is probably going to go at some point. Usually when I get those feelings about the AI and something as bad is about to happen, it usually doesn't. I'm usually wrong, because the AI do a pretty good job here, just as they do at most of the tracks. So we've got sort of a little pocket here that we're in. Now I notice that these guys are certainly lined up behind us, but they're not right behind us. Oof, that was weird. That was pushing off the corner. But yeah, just no feel in this truck, which is going to make 100 laps. Very interesting to do. Because if I don't get any feel out of the truck, then how am I going to know how the handling changes over the course of those 100 laps? Loose, tight, all those things. Fortunately, we don't really have to worry about corner exit and slipping the tires because we're running so few RPMs. And right now I'm not shifting or even attempting it. But that may be something we look at a little bit later on. We'll just have to see. But right now it's survival. Oh, look at that. Wasn't the worst thing in the world, but shoved the nose right in the center of the corner. And I'm looking in front of me and I'm seeing these guys being almost cordial with each other. You know, guys are just moving up out of the way. Somebody gets position on them. They just sort of give them the spot and move out of the way. Very un-Martinsville-like and very un-truck-like, I might add. Yeah, center of the corner, this thing does not want to rotate. So having to sit and wait on the throttle, it feels like forever that I'm having to wait on this thing to rotate before I can get back to the gas on exit. It's not actually that long though. So this is going to come down to, as we saw last time we were here in the super lates, this is going to come down to lap traffic. What can we do in lap traffic? Can we get through the lap trucks better than the leaders. If we can, then we're in great shape. If we can't, then we're going to lose a lot of spots. Because if we get stuck behind lap traffic, ooh, there we go. That was interesting on corner entry. A little loose there. I'm trying to let this thing brake in a straight line and then turn the car in, or turn the truck in just a little bit later, because you can see this thing is, when I'm turning to the right, getting down into the corner, there is nothing good that comes from that. Especially on the long run. And now I've lost the ability to get to the bottom, so now I'm going to have to change this up a little bit, how I'm driving this thing. I was trying to stay out a little bit longer and get a better arc into the corner. I don't know that that's going to happen. We'll keep trying it a little bit though, and see if I can't work with this and make it happen. By the way, every time I come off turn 2, I think there is a car on pit road. It's the pace truck, or the pace car in this case, I think. But every time I think that same thing. Look over to the left, to the driver's side here, coming off the corner. There's the pace car there, and I swear every time I feel like, oh, there's somebody in the pits. Those are the types of things that in VR catch my attention more than they would outside of VR under normal circumstances. All right, there's the 38 truck who got either knocked out of the way or voluntarily gave up his spot, and that almost just seems laughable to even say. But they keep working with the AI, and who knows? Maybe these guys get to a point where we'll be able to run maximum aggressiveness and it actually work. But under the aggressiveness skill, I do not use anywhere close to 100, because I have seen bad things happen at those higher levels. So I usually go up to about 75, and then generally have just the few of the absolute most aggressiveness, or most aggressive drivers in the field will be at 80. That is generally how I run it, because it backs them off enough that they don't generally just run all over each other, which I have seen. So maybe at some point, maybe now, we can start to experiment more with going back up on that. Once upon a time, I tried to use, all the way up to 90 or 100, and it just didn't work very well. There was a lot of cautions, a lot of contact, a lot of craziness. But maybe the AI have evolved enough at this point that we can actually start to look at that. Now, something interesting is happening right now. Okay, we're sitting here in 11th. So we haven't made up any spots, but if you'll notice, we're closing in on these guys in front of us, and look behind us. We have pulled away quite nicely from the folks behind us. So at one point in time, we had a line forming. Ooh, that is not a good feeling. Getting loose off the corner like that, because again, the thing feels dead, so I don't really have a good feel for when it's breaking loose or how bad. I just sort of have to go off the visual, and that is not a good way to drive these things. Alright, so we've caught John Hunter. We've caught the back of this group in front of us. Surely this can't be the leader. Is there enough trucks here for that to be the leader? I haven't counted, so I'm not sure. There's definitely a little train going on here. Exactly what you would expect to see at Martinsville. But again, I'm not terribly worried about, oh, we got to get past, we got to hurry up. I'm not worried about that. We're catching these guys, and if we manage to catch them, then I just want to keep doing what we're doing. We are on lap 32, so there's literally no reason to be in a hurry. I'm just going to run this bottom, and if we get an opportunity to pass, we'll do so. But 30 laps in, we've been steadily gaining on these guys, and if that continues, then we're looking good. We're definitely faster than at least a few of these guys, but catching them and passing them is very, very different. It's pretty easy to be faster than somebody at Martinsville, but trying to get by them once you catch them, yeah, that's a whole different story.
You're in the top 10.
All right, that pass puts us into the top 10. So once again, I'm just trying to keep this rhythm. Definitely feeling a little bit of uneasiness on corner entry.
Stay on the
That
bottom.
could also have something to do with the front toe, because I did not touch that. All right, here we go. We just continue to march forward, and we're going to do that for as long as it lasts.
Clear to the stop.
What I'm really waiting on is to see lap
Got one
cars.
outside. Keep to the bottom. Stay low.
All right, minor contact there.
Still there.
That was just to let him know that, by the way, we're just running our
Keep
groove
low.
here.
Clear to the stop.
Oof, there it was again. That over rotation. It's an interesting feeling in VR. When you feel that over rotation from the car or truck, because your brain is giving you sensations that you're not used to in sim racing. Usually it's just a visual thing. And you can also, maybe the audio when you can hear the tires start to let go. But here, it's your sense of balance. Because your body is trying to tell you, and your mind is trying to tell you that we're not moving like that, but yet visually your eyes are telling you that you're over-rotating, you're going to spin out. And it's a weird sensation. I'm trying really hard to leave that apron alone or that curbing down there. I really, really don't want to get on that, but you guys know it's a magnet for me. I've done very well so far. We've only barely clipped it a couple of times. So I'm trying to stay off of it, but at the same time, I do want to run that bottom. So it looks like we got Kraus leading this group. Then we got Friesen and Zane Smith. So our job, okay, I see the next group ahead, which we're also coming in on. We're catching those guys as well, at least I think we are.
Stay low.
Slow and steady right now. Again, we're not even halfway through this race yet.
Stay on the bottom.
Oof. Okay, that was not the corner we needed.
Keep low. Stay
Zane
low.
Smith is hanging in there. And I really don't have much of an interest in trying to be aggressive here. Oh, that was not fun.
Still there.
Yeah, corner exit is, whew, yeah, that's the best way to describe it right now.
Keep low.
All right, we're at 45 laps, so we're very close now to halfway. All right, that was a good
Stay
corner
low.
exit. I was able to get back to the throttle and stay in it.
Clear.
And I heard cleared. It looks like we might actually be able to keep that.
Got one outside.
Maybe not.
Stay on the bottom. Clear.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. He's going to make me earn it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now let's work on this 52. See what we got for Friesen. You can see he's moving up the track a little bit. I think a lot of that was because he saw me there. So they're being nice.
Keep to the bottom.
This is downright cordial, the way they're driving right now.
Clear outside.
And okay, Friesen did not put up near the fight that Zane Smith did. Now that part of that's down to
Outside, clear to the top.
aggressiveness. Stuart Friesen, not as aggressive a driver based on my ratings than Zane Smith. Also, I noticed that Zane Smith followed us through. All right, now it's us and Derek Kraus and what appears to be a long line of lap traffic. Where do we go? Inside, outside? How do we pass them? When do we pass them? All of those things are about to happen.
Outside. Clear outside. Got one outside.
Woo.
That was halfway.
Me and Derek Kraus both missed that corner entry. I followed him right up the track.
Stay low. Stay low. Clear.
You know, one thing I did not do is
That
look to
car's
see
a
if we
lap
could
down.
run
T4.
all 100 laps under one fuel tank. Now, we should be able to, but I didn't check. So I'm not quite sure. Once again, you don't hear crew chief on because once again, it is not on. I don't have it fired up. Ooh, yep, there was that feeling again of over-rotation. It's not bad. It's pretty subtle right now. I mean, this thing isn't wrecking loose every corner. It's just... on corner exit, it is not friendly. So it's one of those things where if I'm not careful, we could spin this thing out. If it catches me off guard. But as long as I'm, you know, on top of it and realize it's coming, I can generally manage it okay. But like that, sometimes it almost gets out of hand. So if we loop this thing, it is not going to be terribly surprising. So this has come to be pretty normal out of the trucks. As we get deeper into a run, the tires start to wear. We get the same feeling pretty much track after track.
Outside.
And that is, we lose turn in the front end.
Stay low.
But at the same time, corner exit gets to be a little bit
Stay on the bottom.
rough because it starts to lose grip under throttle.
there.
So it's really the worst of both worlds on entry and exit of the corner. All right, now we're just going to go through some lap trucks here. I have no idea which of these are for position, if any of these, for the next little while.
Clear outside.
All right,
That
61.
car is a lap down.
I'm trying to follow
Got
you
one
through
outside.
here. Don't make me regret that.
Stay low. Clear to the top.
So trying to get
Outside.
out of the gas and on the brakes a little bit early
Got
on
one
corner
outside.
entry here because I'm not
That
sure how
car's a
much
lap
speed
down.
these guys
Keep to the
have.
bottom. Still there.
So I'm trying to give them a little bit of room, a little bit of space
Clear.
here. You can hear the RPMs are just dead in the corner. Woo, yeah. This is going to be a fun last half of this race. We've got about 40 laps to go, and the car has gotten, or truck has gotten, really loose on exit. Or more appropriately, I guess I should say, it's gotten really loose under power.
Outside.
So as soon as I get back to the gas, it gets really loose.
Keep to the bottom.
And that is track bar. Yep, right there. We were coming around. So tight on entry and through the center, very loose on exit.
That car is not a lead lap car.
All right, so we're hearing that a lot. Here in just a second, I need to glance down and oh my goodness.
Outside.
If I can ever get an opportunity,
Got one outside.
I'm gonna
Clear
glance.
outside.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to wreck this thing on corner exit right now. And I'm not doing a very good job of it. Okay, where are we? 63 laps. Alright, so that gives me an update on the number of laps. I'm running about half throttle off the corner. Oh, we're in 4th position. Okay. I'm certainly happy about that. Of course, we're in a lot of lap traffic right now. And Ben Rhodes is the next car for position. So don't know where he is on the track right now, but at least we know who we're looking for. So we're just clicking off laps right now. Trying not to wreck this thing on exit, which is quite interesting. I really cannot believe that the 38 has not gotten to me and around me at this point. Because this thing is evil on the exit of the corner. Corner entry is not fun either, but at least it's not trying to wreck each and every corner. I really, really want to arc this thing in. Oh, we must have cloud cover because everything got dark. So just trying some different lines, different approaches to the corner here to see if I can do something to help with this drastically loose condition, this wrecking condition we've got off the corner. Hoping for a little help here from Jack Wood. Hoping.
Stay on the bottom.
Still hoping.
Stay low.
Yes, I think that's who that is out there. Really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention.
Keep low. Clear outside.
Oof, yeah. And that initial back to the throttle moment is, it's a we're wrecking moment right now. You know, there's so many options on how to drive this thing right now to try to help with this condition, but nothing's really working. It's just, as soon as I touch the gas, it jumps sideways. So even at those low RPMs that we're running, so that is not a good sign. So I'm being very delicate with the gas pedal. All right, we're coming up on another group in front. Now I see a truck that kind of looks like Ben Rhodes, but it could be Christian Eckes as well. Zane Smith is right here with us. He's going nowhere. Woo. All right, that is getting very close to swapping ends. Right there, even on the straightaway. So we are on lap 74, so about 2/3, or excuse me, 3/4 of the way in, just past the 2/3 mark of the race. So again, survival is definitely the key right now. Oh, there's that loose end under braking. So right now the truck is really the worst position you can put it in. It's unstable. So I've got to figure out a way to drive this thing to help this out, other than just eggshells underneath. Yep, get that egg underneath the throttle You keep it there. Yeah, not full throttle until well out onto the straightaway. Which so far seems to be working. I mean, we're still catching trucks, albeit mostly lap trucks, but we're still catching them. All right, who is up in front of us? I really want to glance down again. No, wait. Chandler Smith, right in front of us, is for position. Wow. So we've managed to catch the guys in front. So my concerns about speed and the fact that we are sort of out of control right now in this truck, well, we're still catching people. So we can't be too bad. As bad as our truck is handling, everybody else is handling as bad or worse than us. Because remember, we are in the top 5. All right, there's the 99. That's the one we were looking for before. You can hear me just barely tapping that throttle pedal, trying to see how it's going to react to me. Because of course this is for position now, and we're down within 20 to go. So if we've got anything for them, we're going to need to show it. Oh, easy. Yep, like that. That's how much we have left in the rear tires, which is to say nothing. Alright, so we've got Lawless Allen stuck on the outside right now, but we've got, what is that? We are in 4th, so we've got 3rd and 2nd. Believe it or not, runner-up truck is right in front of us.
Keep low. Still there. Clear. Outside. Stay on the bottom.
Just eggshells on the throttle. It's actually a lot of fun to drive. Very tense, because I know at any moment if I get too excited with the throttle, then we're spinning out. There's no doubt. But I'm trying to use that to our advantage, since the thing is rotating so well under power. Then I'm trying to use that and just trying to ease back into the gas and trying to use that to help rotate the truck. Sometimes it works. Well, sometimes it's a mess. But we're going to keep trying it. All right, here we go. Chandler Smith. Is he going to make a lane for us here? Is he going to make this pass and open it up for us as well?
Clear.
Yeah, cannot. It is extremely difficult for me to hang the bottom coming off the corner while it's still under power. Yep, right there.
Got one outside. Stay low.
If I have to hold it down like that and still run a strong pace off the corner, then it is very tough.
Got one outside. Clear to the top.
That felt like a little bit of a nudge in the right rear there from Zane, but it may not have been. Our right rear is so gone at this point, it's hard for me to tell. He was close enough to give us one, that's for sure. Oof.
That car's a lap down.
All right, buddy. You going to give us a little bit of a break here? Actually, just watched Buddy Kofoid drive last night on Flow Racing. Oh, woo! Nothing like spinning it out on the straightaway. which is about where we are right now. Just try to keep it together. I have been very surprised and very pleased with our pace compared to the AI. All right, I didn't hear what he said there.
Outside.
Something at the stripe. I don't know how many.
Stay low.
10 to go.
Stay low.
I figured that's what he was telling me.
Got one outside.
I'm just
Stay
trying
low.
to stay in position here.
Stay low. Clear.
Because I see those two guys in front of us for position. And I want it. I want it bad. Whew. We will have earned our money today. Because this thing is not driving itself around the track. It is not on rails. Alright, so we've got about 7 to go. Oh, you saw that lock up there from Chandler on corner entry. Don't wreck it. Ooh, easy. Easy, easy. Yeah, we're seeing that puff of smoke out of Chandler Smith on entry there. So that would indicate to me that he is definitely struggling on entry. But of course, we're all in the same boat at this point. I think we're all struggling.
5 laps to go.
All right, if they can't figure out this lap truck, then we may have a shot. And right now, they haven't. I think they're in the same boat I am. They would love to pass him, but they're trying to figure out how not to wreck while doing it.
Still there.
Which is kind of where I am.
Clear outside. Got one outside.
Ooh, don't. Yeah, there we go. I thought we were locking it
Still
up
there.
right there.
Still there. Clear to the top.
Oh, Chandler Smith trying to come back down in front of me. We're already here, so whatever happens is just going to happen. Because with tires this old and handling like this, there is no evasive maneuver. You just, once you're committed, you're committed. And whatever happens is just going to happen.
Keep low. Stay low. You're on the bottom, 3 wide. 2 to go at the stripe. Hold your line.
Oh, there we go.
Outside. Still there. Still there.
3 wide, it said we were on the bottom of.
Still there.
Little friendly contact. I mean, we're fighting for this. I want these
outside.
spots. Oh, there we go. Let's not.
White
Don't
flag
wreck it.
Next time by a stripe. Stay
Don't
on the
wreck it.
bottom.
Oh, this is so much fun.
Still there.
I mean, this thing, every time I go down into the corner, it is a calculation of how deep do I drive it down in there for fear that I'm going to spin it out, because this thing under heavy braking is right on the edge.
Clear.
All right, where are we?
That's the checkered flag.
Oh, so close.
Great job, driver.
So close. Could not quite get there. So we will come home in 4th position. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go ahead and pull it in here to the pits. Since we're there, Carson Hocevar picks up, I believe, his very first victory. I don't remember seeing him win before, but either way, that is a huge race win for him. We come home with a top 5. Now, where were we? There we are. Right about here. So we'll pull it into our stall.
Go.
And that is a heck of a race. So the truck started off a little bit tight, a little bit free on entry, a little bit loose on exit. But by the end of this race, it was darty in the front end on entry, meaning that it wanted to get loose and spin out if I really pushed the issue. So I backed off the entry, and on exit of the corner, it was awful. Any touch of the throttle was making this thing incredibly loose, wrecking loose, in fact. So all things considered, we had to drive extremely hard, particularly at the end of that event, just to keep it on the track and keep it off the other trucks. But I think we did a pretty good job of it. And we come home with the top 5 to boot. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you guys enjoyed Martinsville.